All right, and joining me now is Professor Anyang Nyong'o, the governor of the great people of Kisumu County. Thank you so much for making time for us, sir.
Thank you, Trevor.
How is your arm doing? I heard you had a
It's doing well. It's doing well.
Yeah.
I think I'm making good progress.
Okay.
They're removing the last stitches tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah,
At least that's good news.
That's good.
So let's get straight into it, Governor. One of the main topics that people are talking about right now is the cost of living. There's a very great divide there. And there's an allegation that the opposition failed Kenyans by merging with the national government. What is your view on this?
Well, look, I think let's just look at the cost of living and not bother about who failed who or didn't fail who. Because the point is that we have a huge foreign debt and it is being tackled by high taxation. The question is this the answer to the foreign debt issue? My answer is no. What we need to look at is how we can increase our productivity so that more people can pay taxes at a lower rate, so that they get some money left in their pockets to be savings which can be invested for more productivity. That's a better economics than what I'm seeing happening.
So you don't think taxation is the answer here?
I don't think it's never been the answer. It's never been the answer. The answer is that you must invest in productivity. You see, in the old days when the British thought that they would tax their people to make progress, at least they had the opportunity to go to foreign country and open new lands. You see, and get more goods into the economy. That is no longer possible. So you just have to be ingenious and find out how you can re-engineer the country, re-engineer the economy.
And it's interesting because you bring up prudent use of cash, and even the MCAs in Kisumu County allegedly spent more than 11.5 million shillings to buy seats, one of them costing around 248,000. I know the MCAs are different from the executive, but do you think that was prudent use of money?
I don't know. I can't answer that because, you see, I'm hearing it, but we don't have the facts at hand. And I wish I had the facts at hand to make sensible comment in that. But I think it's important to be prudent. Yes, it's important to get value for money. Yes. So once I have the information whether there was value for money, then I can comment on it.
All right. And there's been a lot of concern about traveling. You were recently in Italy and then in Singapore with the State Department and of Urban Development, recently as well from the USA with the Council of Governors, and you just told me that you're heading to the Netherlands. Are these travels really necessary?
I was not in Singapore, I was in Bangkok.
But at the numerous travels.
Yeah, but the point is that, you know, if I were to respond to all my requests to travel, I would not be in Kisumu. I only go to the ones which are really necessary. And for example, in Italy, we went to meet very important partners. And one of the consequences of going to Italy is that we have made very good arrangement with a company called Kronos, who specializes in medical equipment and medical engineering. And you know, one of the things we don't have in our medical system is good medical engineering institutions, so that when an MRI breaks down, you don't wait for somebody from Holland to come and repair it. You have at least people trained here to maintain and actually even make spare parts for those MRIs. Here at the KMTC in Kisumu, we're making plans for Kronos to have an institute for medical engineering as a result of that travel. If I take my travels to the US, for example, it results in an arrangement World Health Organization, it was a World Health Organization in Michigan, which gives reconditioned medical equipment. You don't need to pay anything except to pay for shipping. And we are getting equipment worth 35 million shillings from that kind of arrangement. And we also already received a fire engine here not too long ago from Bedfordshire Fire and Emergency Services. So these things do produce results. And when we were in Bangkok, this was a very important meeting called by the World Bank on urban development, especially how to increase the use of your land by better valuation. They only had a few countries attend that meeting. Kenya was one of them. And so a few governors from Kenya, myself, Governor Mandago and Governor Waititu from Kiambu attended that meeting. It was a very important meeting, especially given the fact that we have a project of World Bank on urban renewal.
And you've spoken about healthcare. I know it's one of your biggest agendas here, and I believe you still have it here. What is the plan going forward?
Well, the plan going forward is that we must implement universal healthcare. This has always been my passion ever since I was Minister for Health, for planning. I worked with Ngilu to get a universal healthcare law passed in this country. We didn't succeed. But when I was medical services, we made tremendous progress in expanding the coverage of NHIF. It is under my watch that NHIF became both an inpatient care cover and an outpatient care cover, which is now helping a lot of Kenyans. And now, in this county, even before the national government chose Kisumu as one of the 4 counties pilot UHC, we already had plans in this county, to have universal health care of our own. And we are very grateful that we are in the pilot project, and I think we are now full swing registering people sub-county by sub-county to make sure that as many as possible come by the NHIF, so that we know the indigents that we ourselves will cover.
I see you have a book here entitled "There's Work to Be Done, Let's Do It." What do you identify as the priority for
Well, this is not a book really. This was my State of the Country address, which is required by law that the governor must give the State of the Country address every year.
And what is your assessment?
This was my speech of the State of the Country address, and my theme was "There is work to be done, let's do it." Because in Luo we say teach tire.
Yes.
So then I translate there's work to be done. Let's do it in this speech.
So what are the priorities area you're identifying?
Well, the priority areas, of course, you have mentioned universal healthcare. The other one, of course, in productivity in agriculture. We don't want to rely in the usual sugar, maize, rice, and so on. There are many other things that can be done here. We have already initiated a major dairy production industry in Moroni, West Kisumu, and in Nyakach, and we are having a cooling plant in Moroni, which we are going to convert into a pasteurization plant. And we are going to very systematically, by introducing a few grade cows, also improving our own local breeds. We are hoping that in about 5 years' time, the production of milk here will be quite something different. And there are other things too, like pineapples, macadamia, avocados, and mangoes, which we will be introducing, so that our farmers have diverse fruits, vegetables, and crops to earn income from. This is what I call increasing productivity. We have to go that direction, and so that we use county money to stimulate agricultural production in many areas that can bring more money into the pockets of farmers.
Indulge me a bit more on that, because the county governments have been complaining that they've not been getting revenue from the national government. How do you intend to bridge the financial gap?
By increasing domestic revenue. At the moment, we have already put in place, working with a private firm, that one contract to have a cashless revenue collection system. It's not easy. There's a lot of resistance, but we are hoping that we can even triple or quadruple our revenue collection locally. That will help us finance our own development plans and not entirely relying on the national government. And also, you see, by making this city or this county enjoy its comparative advantage in the Kenyan economy as a transit sector for goods. We have blue economy here, which we are emphasizing. Also an art and cultural center. That's one of the reasons why we had this UNESCO week here, which we love, because the turnout was tremendous, the response is tremendous. We intend to invest a lot in art, cultural galleries and so on, so that Kisumu can become the Santa Fe of Kenya.
Okay. Governor, I'd like you to talk to me about your plan for the youth. But Governor, that is Michael Otieno. He's pulling his weight in as much as trying to create a solution for a menace that has always been there. But that doesn't overshadow the fact that many youths still do not have jobs, and that is across the entire country. But what is your vision and what your plan as the governor for Kisumu?
You know, my plan is we want to do small things that make a difference over time. Not too ambitious, not too grandiose, but small things that make a difference. Like what Otieno is doing. We are establishing a Kisumu Business Incubation and Innovation Center, where people like Otieno can now come with those ideas and those initiatives, and they can be exposed to the incubation and innovation center to the wider world. And industrialists will come and say, well, this is a really good idea. How can we make it bigger? There's another guy who is making products out of skins from fish, leather products. You saw them,
yes, I saw them as well.
And you know, when you look at those things, they only need a little bit addition or some industrial transformation to be very attractive in the international market, or the local and international market. There's the other guy who is a painter, an artist, making drawing things using eggshell and newspaper material. Wonderful things. Now, such things, if we open an art gallery here, and people come to Kisumu, they make tremendous orders. We put them in the website of the county. We put them in a magazine and give it to Kenya Airways, and all these airlines fly around. The youth will get a lot of jobs. So let us not think that when you are going to give youth jobs, you must be a big factory and so on. No, no, no. Small things that matter will make a difference.
All right.
So the hyacinth thing is great. I've always said the hyacinth is not a curse and a blessing. A blessing in the sense that it's raw material for industrial use, and you can see it's already being used here. So some of the things that God gives us sometimes is to tempt us. Can you make
lemonade?
You took the word from my mouth.
And Governor, very briefly, what would you like your legacy to be at the end of your term? What would you like the people of Kisumu to remember you for?
I would like the people of Kisumu to remember me as somebody who did something, as a simple Kisumu man, who did my best in the context of my time to make a difference in people's lives and to make this county something different from what it is today. And you can see we are already transforming Kisumu bit by bit. And that is something that we'll do in the whole county. I would like, by the time I leave being a governor of this county, which they are promising me 10 years, that there will be better food production here, that there will be better healthcare in this country, that agricultural productivity will have increased, that will be proud to be a center for art and culture, with people coming here to enjoy themselves and spend their money in Kisumu. And that more acacias will be here in Kisumu. Not more than 5 stories high, because that's our aims. And that Jaramogi Oginga Odinga Road up to Busia Road will have been declared a UNESCO heritage site.
All right, Prof. Thank you so much for making time for us.